Wow, this looks really cool, but it's making me start to feel funny. Now I feel better. Oh, look at you. Wow. That is some blade. Oh, wow, you're a beautiful blade. I'm gonna call you Chaos. Yeah. You know what I love about Chaos? Well, everything. That's a beautiful chopper knife right there, huh? Ooh, you could really chop some stuff with that, huh? Chop suey, right? You want me to cut the deck? Okay, let's see how this was made. Okay, kind of my first start to finish blacksmithing video. I'm trying to do the chopper challenge, where you create a chopper knife. A lot of big name YouTubers are doing it. I just thought I'd get in on it because they were inclusive. They said, hey, anybody could try it. So I started with this kind of concept. This is my first chopper, my first knife, really. It's I call it a zombie chopper, and it's based on a machete design, and the blade is, as you see, about 12 inches long. And so I thought, well, that's good, but maybe a little more than twice the size would be even better for the chopper knife challenge. So there is a 1 meter yardstick on the ground. This one's about 2/3 of a meter. It's 28, 29 inches. You can see it's got a kukri style tip, mostly machete, but with a kukri style tip, and then a brass knuckle guard. So it's not really intended for punching, it's more to protect your knuckles. This is in case anything comes down the back of the blade, and then this is intended so that it's not going to be taken away from you, basically. So there you go, the original concept, biggie sized. So here's a perfect example of why you need to have a plan B. I was going to do it in spring steel from this leaf spring, but you can see that's not nearly wide enough. Plus, even if it was long enough, I got a hole right through it, which that's difficult to reconcile. So I'm going to instead trace out my pattern on this 11 gauge cold rolled steel. One of my biggest concerns is the holes for the knuckle, because this is all going to be one piece of steel here, and then this is going to be brass, and that's going to be brass. So I need to find the exact center of these holes so I could drill it out, because otherwise I would be there forever with a Dremel or something, and that would just be miserable. I'm on a time crunch. I need to get this going, so the cold rolled steel it is. So this was the most efficient way I could lay this pattern out and still get all the parts that I wanted. You can see there's going to be a lot of waste here, but if I'm careful about it, when I cut it out, maybe I could make that into some kind of futuristic space blade or something. So I've cut the blade out, the basic shape of it. That's what it looks like right there. Now, what I'm going to need to do, I found the exact center of these holes, and I'm going to center punch those and drill those, and that'll give me the exact position that I want for the the knuckle holes. Okay, so here I'm marking out pretty carefully where those holes are and drilling them with a little pilot hole first. Trying to be sure of where the center is. In just a minute I'm going to come through with a much larger titanium drill bit. And this is one of those step drill bits. This made real easy work of that. Right here, this is showing me carving out the ha-ha in the blade. I just did that with an angle grinder. It was kind of fun, a little tedious. And the quench. Just wanted to make sure it was the right temperature. Used a 5-gallon bucket here. And I thought that would be enough. I had a little steel bowl in the bottom so I wouldn't melt through it. And I couldn't quite get enough of the blade in here. So right now I'm kind of looking around for a can, because I usually have a can somewhere close by that's not here. Oh, here's a good idea. Do not do this. Don't do this thing that I'm doing here, because you could be very seriously burnt. I wasn't. I have calluses on my hands, and that doesn't excuse it. It's not a good way to do it. I would advise against that. But yeah, that quench actually turned out. I throw it in the vise, still a little warm, and this way I could make sure it's straight, nice and straight. Oh yeah, helps if you close one eye and aim right down the center of the blade with your other eye. I like to walk back and forth a lot, looking for tools that aren't there. Testing it with the file. Yep, it's nice and hardened. Now these, I made these brass knuckles in another video. I poured these, and so I could always make another one. I decided this would be a great shortcut, is to just cut these existing ones in half to use these as the knuckle guard. I think this was a pretty good way to do this. I just used a 9-inch angle grinder with the cutting blade, and done. And now I'm using that little belt sander that just barely does the job. Not really sharpening it at this point, just kind of taking off the burrs, sort of finishing it, sort of getting it the way I want it to be. So yeah, now that it's been hardened, and I'm taking an angle grinder here and just cleaning off that heat scale, and this makes it look really nice really quickly. I've just got a little heat scale. Okay, so just showing you a little bit of this whole handle process. So I had poured these chunks of a baseball bat end in brass. You saw me cut the knuckles apart. Here's half and here's the other half. Now what I'm doing is kind of a test fitting. You'll notice I taped the blade up with masking tape, because this is the point where your blade is finished enough, you don't want to screw it up. So now I've very carefully marked these couple of pieces of handle material, and I'm cutting them out. This kind of expensive stuff, and you only get one chance at it really, so I'm trying to do this right. So let's see how this goes. So now you've seen how I made chaos. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you love the blade as much as I do. And I hope you really like watching my videos. Special thanks to Purple Pancakes for editing the video. And hope you all enjoy these chopper challenge videos that we're going to be seeing today.